while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
This is not a test.
To remain silent. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questionings if you wish. All right. You good, dude?
Hello. Good evening. You good, dudes? Hello, Rubber.
Hey, you. I'm good, dude.
Long time no see.
I know. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. So I was like 2.5 minutes late, 3 minutes late because my live got deleted off of my channel. So I had to re-add it onto the channel.
Always something.
It
Always
is something. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Yes, welcome in. It'll be a little wild tonight. Cindy's here. Nice to see you, Cindy. Southern Cats. How have you been? Oh my goodness. And I'm guessing, hi Cara. Nice to see you. I hope you're feeling better today, my love. I'm guessing that the notice is not going to go out or didn't go out because of that. So that sucks. Hi, Miss Sarah. So good to see you. But, you know, it is what it is. Hey, Queen Lady Wolf. Hey, ladies, mark it on the calendar. You're still awake. Oh, I'm definitely going to mark that down. It's 7:30 Central, though, so it's kind of early for us. Denise, are you watching us on the big, gigantic screen? Because I'm scared. I'm scared.
Denise likes it on the big screen. She likes to see us up close and personal.
I know.
On that big, wide screen.
Oh my gosh. So I feel like I don't know how to pop this stupid chat out over here. So I'm going to do that. There we go.
That little button right here.
You're on the big screen.
On the big screen.
Okay, so it did it. Let me pop
Wait,
out.
I have to say hi to Ann, okay? It's
Okay.
a ritual, okay? Hi, Ann. How are you? Glad to see you. She always pops in when Denise comes on. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, Cara. Yes, I saw this gentleman that you speak of with major issues. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That's true. So my live, let me just make sure. I know that it just went into landscape, so it's not going to give me the option to go in and do vertical as well, which kind of sucks just for the viewership, but that's okay. That is okay. It is okay. She loves when you do that, Robert.
Usually I make myself full screen and I go hog wild with it and just make an ass out of myself, you know.
That's freaking amazing. Well, I want to give everybody a chance to come in and I haven't seen everybody for a long time. So you might have milestones that you want to share out. If you do, you could do that now while we're kind of waiting for people to come in if you feel like it. And tonight we are talking about clavicular. And for anybody who doesn't know, he is a 20-year-old young man who is currently known for his streaming on Kick. Oh, thank you. I look worn out, but I do appreciate the yes, I appreciate the compliments.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I wasn't even looking at chat. I'm over here reading more on clavicular.
So tonight we're going to be talking about the civil lawsuit allegations made against one Braden Peters, also known as Clavicular, who denies the claims, and he's also disputing the characterization of events that happened. Nothing in the lawsuit has been proven in court yet, so we're going to go over the documents on that and do a lot of the media that surrounds it. We also have the other end of that. How does a 4-month-old streamer, of course, he's been streaming for many years. He's banned off of YouTube now, but he just recently blew up on Kick. He's got almost 1 million subs on Instagram. I'm not sure how many on TikTok. He's got almost 400,000 on Kick already. And so it's coming out now that he might have some unsavory ties. And I'm not saying he's involved in organized crime. I'm not saying Clavicular is charged with any kind of type of organized crime activity, but I am saying that there's public reporting that's connecting his club, Clavicular's Bacara Club, to a well-known racketeering history family and alleged organized crime connection history. So, which are two different things. So I just want to make sure that I say that out loud. Everything that we say on this channel tonight is opinion only. We're doing this for entertainment, criticism, commentary, research purposes, and there's that. Thank you very much for being here. 11 months, Southern Cats. My goodness, I can't believe it's even been that long. 11 months. That's like almost a year. Thank you so much for being here 11 months. You're up pretty close to getting your hours for your memberships, right?
Yeah, close. I'm about 300 hours off, 400 hours off.
I'm so excited for you. That's amazing.
I'm excited. My little goal is emojis. You know, of all things we have goals for, I want freaking emojis.
I love my emojis. I love my emotes. I can't be mad about that at all. Cara has been here with me for 15 months. That's about as long as I've been monetized. That is amazing. Cara, I really, really appreciate you. See, Massive, hi, welcome in. I almost didn't see your comment there.
It's a bird, it's a plane. Smile is me, ho. Money make a trend in this bitch dropping C notes. Oh yeah, I talk that shit like I walk that shit. Ran that mouse, running to that money.
Cara been dropping C notes for 15 months. C notes. Oh, you too, Rubber.
Look at me, I got one too.
Dang. So good. 16 months. Thank you so very much for the continued support as always.
It's a bird, it's a plane. Smile is me, ho. Money make a trend in this bitch dropping C notes. Oh yeah, I talk that shit like I walk that shit. Ran that mouse, running to that money.
Yay. All right. I won't dilly-dally too long because I know people are here for the show.
Clavicular.
Stop it. Okay. So here's this. NBC Miami lawsuit overview. That's where I got this first, and that's where we're going to start. So let me open this up. Quite a bit to cover, and I'm not sure. I don't think we've talked about it, Rubber, whether we would end up doing a second stream on this or not, but we might have to, being as the messy part, the second part is long-winded. Let me put it that way.
And it gets there's actually quite a lot of stuff to read through and everything. So if
100%.
we need a double episode, that's fine. I'm game.
You're late, but you are worth it. You're worth it, Sherry. It's so good to see you here. You don't know anything about Clavicular? That doesn't surprise me. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Hold on to your seat. Put your seatbelts on, because
yes. It's so nice to meet you too, Sue Mastiff. I've seen you in Rubber's chat over there a few times. It is so nice to actually make your acquaintance. So when I first planned this live for May the 5th, the center of the story was his civil lawsuit. And the lawsuit was filed by Aleksandra Vasilevna Mendoza. And I probably butchered her name. If you know her online, you know her as Alorah Ziva. She filed this against Braden Eric Peters, also known as Clavicular. The lawsuit is still the center, but now as of May the 12th, we have some more stuff to talk about. He's also facing a misdemeanor firearm charge in Miami-Dade. Let me make sure that's playing here. So this is Clavicular right here. If you haven't seen him, he is known as a looks maxer, and a looks maxer is somebody who uses everything within their power to try to maximize, obviously, their looks. That's just like the basic part of it, right? And he's most famously known for starting his testosterone journey at 14 in order to manipulate the way his body would grow and the way it would form throughout the years between 14 and when his platelets would close, when your growth platelets close. He's also known for what they call hammer maxing. We have a lot of maxing tonight. Everybody will have lots of maxing, but hammer maxing, and it's basically where you take a blunt object, like such as a hammer, or you'll see in some of the media that we cover, he uses maybe a globe from an award for a baseball game or something that he won. And he takes that and he bangs it on his jawline and on his temples in order to create micro fractures in his face so that it will build up or atrophy, if you will, and shape his face out for him. That's what he's been known for. He's facing a misdemeanor firearm charge in Miami-Dade connected to an Everglades alligator shooting on his live stream. We also have reporting around the Bacara Club. It's an older nightlife area, the nightclub area. Stop now. Don't want to be sharing that. We don't care about the dog food. you can tell I'm rusty here. I can't get it to close down, so I'll just close that out. It is just weird. And he is ridiculous. You do remember him, Southern Cats? So there's also a crime boss family associated with his Bacara Club, of which he is now an owner of a $5 million club after only 4 or 5 months streaming IRL on Kick. And so that's weird. And that's why we have the alleged organized crime adjacent that we'll be talking about that are now connected to Clavicular's current circle. So yeah, we're going to talk about the civil lawsuit first, alleging battery, fraud, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and unauthorized use of this young woman's name and her likeness. But we've also found thank you, Sherry. We've also found some conflicting stories with the young lady as well, so I'm sure they'll take that to court. But we're talking about an alleged live stream. It's not alleged. We're going to show it to you of an injection involving Aqualix, which is a fat-dissolving product that the FDA lists among unapproved fat-dissolving injections. We're going to talk about that. You're going to stay chunky. Yeah, and then we'll talk about his meth maxing. And basically, that's his lean protocol, or was his lean protocol, up to April of this year when he actually OD'd on live stream. So this is jam packed with all of his fuckery. What do you think, Rubber?
I heard about him. Okay, let me give y'all the background of my knowledge. I heard about him through Hio. I'd heard little bits and pieces, and I heard about him through Hio, and then we started watching him on the down low, on the back end. Hio and I are up at night watching this guy, amazed at these club scenes, and not even like the people that are there. And I'm a people watcher, but then finding out all these other things that are going on with him, I'm like, okay, hold up. We're putting this person on a pedestal. We're making him show that he is this amazing person, but let's pull back the curtain a little bit. So I think that's where, well, damn it, Hio. Well, damn it, Heo. Let's pull
You're
back
good.
the curtain a little bit and let's review. Dude, Heo says, I'm gonna make Sheila big. Rubber gonna be the center of attention all of a
Dying.
sudden.
I'm dying. Okay, so this is a 20-year-old
Woo!
young man.
20-year-old, and his name Braden.
His
isn't
name
it?
is Braden Peters. Braden
Mhm.
Peters is his name. Yeah. So this is the Law and Crime Sidebar with Jesse Weber. He actually does a really good job of going over the lawsuit, and it does show some of the young lady that was affected on this. So we're going to start with this, and he's going to go over the documents to a degree. Cindy, how rude of me. Oh my gosh. I missed that. How rude. Cindy, thank you so much for the 5 True Crime Guardian memberships that you gifted. And Rubber, that's all your fault.
I didn't see it. And I'll tell you, they went to they went to missing persons around the world, Mars, or sorry, not Mars, Mrs. 00420, Sherry SLJ1, and Eyes Wide Open. And I am not Golden Har. So there you go.
Thank you so much. I love you. Get some rest. Thank you so much, Cindy. I really, really appreciate that.
It's a bird, it's a plane. Smile is me, ho. Money make a trend in this bitch dropping C notes. Oh, yeah, I talk that shit like I walk that shit. Ran that mouse, running to that money. I get back.
Cindy dropping C notes in the chat. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. Let me back over here. Man, I am rusty. You guys, don't ever let me run away that long again. This cartoon is going on my dreams.
And I wanted to tell Cindy, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your Cash App, Cindy. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know that you have. Well, you don't have one on my side, do you? I'm going to say thank you this way then.
What?
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
That's what I got for
We'll
her.
get one over there on your side too, so we'll have one of both.
So before I get too far into it, I've already posted this over on As the Gavel Drops Discord. It is a Discord where you can find a lot of the documents that you could be looking for on the cases that mean something to you. And I'm going to post that link right here in the bottom here. It's As the Gavel Drops Discord. You can find this. Wow, that's not even the. Yeah,
All the
that is you. Well, it is, but it's not our link. Like, we have a permanent link, and I'm not sure why I didn't post that one, but that's okay. We've already posted all of the firearms charge, the alleged battery charged, and the civil lawsuit for Braden Peters, the Lux Maxer, aka Clavicular. So if you need to find that over there, the documents are also up to date on the David case, the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case, if you were looking for that, as well as all of the newest updates on the Karen Reed stuff going on under all of that mess. We both love you too.
We do.
I know. I mean, I don't know why when I went to go click it, it didn't do it. It just should be like AT. Yeah, I don't know why it didn't do that, Queen. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And thank you,
All right.
Queen. I'm still learning. Just bear with me. I'm still learning.
I'm so rusty right now. I'm so nervous. I can't believe how nervous I am to see you guys. I really am. I'm so freaking nervous.
Us. It's just us. Just like you and me, but we got everybody in the crowd listening.
I know. So
and this is haunting. This is haunting somebody. I think it was Cara.
Cara's scared already. So these are the documents itself. We're going to go over Jesse Weber's video first, but I did want to put that out here. This is the complaint. They made that. It was filed on the 28th of April, and it's by, like I said, her name is Aleksandra, but I think, like I said, she goes by. What did I say? What did I say? Let me go pull that back up. What did I say she goes by, Sweet Pea? Boop, boop. Oh, Alorah Ziva. Alorah Ziva.
How do you get that out of Aleksandra?
I think that's her I wouldn't say stage name. I don't know if she's like the rest of the girls around him, OnlyFans girls, which they
Oh,
are.
okay. I get it now. She's just like he goes by Clavicular. Okay, he goes
Yeah,
by
he goes by
Clavicular, but his name
Clavicular.
is
She
Braden.
goes
Okay,
by
yeah.
Alorah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
Confuse me.
It's weird. She's a pretty girl, but the whole looks maxing scene is basically to take everything that you already have, put your makeup on, lean max, go get really skinny, get to the gym, I guess, knock the hell out of your chin with a hammer. And of course, there's a lot more involved than that. And Braden will be the first one to tell you it's not just that. There's a ton of other stuff that goes with it. Basically, she's seeking action in damages of $50,000 for the recuperation of her attorney's fees. She is also saying that she was a minor under Florida law during the time of the Aqualix injection into her cheeks, and that Clavicular took advantage of her both um, by her name and likeness as well as sexually at some point. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So these are all of the links that go along with it. Like I said, we're going to watch Jesse Weber first, and then we'll go through what they don't cover on here. And the fact that all of these are here will show you that she has the things to backs it up. What
No,
she doesn't
I'm gonna
have,
interrupt you. That one line popped out. I'm reading while you're scrolling. That one line, number 10. Peter refers to this one night stand as a pump and dump.
he
Okay,
does. He does, and it's
okay.
gross. Hey,
See,
Elizabeth, so nice to
there
see
we
you.
go. There we go.
Yeah,
I mean, carry
yeah.
on.
He meth maxed. I say previously because he says right now that he is sober.
Right.
He
He
is
claims to be
sober
sober
as a
now.
he is sober as a judge. You'll
Sober.
also hear the term slay. Slay is a euphemism for sex. Slay maxing. It means having sex with the women that he meets throughout the clubs and throughout the nightlife and throughout the IRL streams. I don't know if we'll go over it tonight, but there is a documentary that he has actually come out with and said that he has severe ED at 20 years old because of the meth maxing and looks maxing things that he has done. He does have an ego problem. According to him, Queen Lady Wolf, you would be a foid, which is a female humanoid. You mean nothing to him. You were born useless. You are to serve him in like a sexual way, and that's about all you'll get out of him. And you probably wouldn't be able to because we don't qualify in his standard of well, we're probably not looks maxed enough to be on the show. I agree.
I'm sure
Yes,
there's an age
the word
limit,
Floyd.
right?
Yeah. Someone give the boy an A and an ass whooping. And an ass whooping. Yeah, pump and dump. You'll hear that. Slay maxing. You'll also hear. He puts the word maxing at the end of everything. So, and I thought in honor of Braden Peters, you may see it in the other slide here. I have downloaded an Alligator because most recently the charge that he has acquired for firearm is for shooting at a dead alligator in Miami-Dade. So he's a winner.
And I don't know, you may not have seen my thumbnail, but there's an alligator at the bottom of my thumbnail. So.
I did see your thumbnail, and I think that's
I had to
amazing.
throw the alligator in there. I had to.
Can you see the little tiny alligator?
Oh, I do. I see it over
It's
there.
a little tiny alligator in and then over here, look, it's a little crocodile next to his face.
You're so
Chomp, chomp.
funny, girl.
Oh, it's tiny, but yeah. It's okay. You have a cast iron skillet he can meet. Oh, you can max him then. You can max him. All right, let's start watching this right here. Let me know if you guys cannot hear it, and I'll turn it up. Shout out to Law and Crime Sidebar. Let's fix our media asset here, girl, before we get a whooping. Take that off. We need to get down.
Look at that. Theo, you're in his face.
I know. We need to get down here. There you
go. Okay.
Popular looks maxing influencer.
All right. I'm already going to tell you that I get 11. So I'm not really happy with that.
Clavicular has now been hit with a brand new lawsuit. He is being accused of having sex with an underage girl and later on injecting her with an unapproved drug. These bombshell new claims we are going to break down. We'll talk about the response, and we're going to do it all with Johnny Depp's attorney, Ben Chu.
How dare he get grandma involved in his little fuckery? Did you see that picture? She was so proud of him. He's like, Grandma, take this picture.
Elizabeth, you can always email one of us, just so you know.
I agree with you. I hope that he's not going down that avenue. And if it starts with the H, well, if his name is Hi and has to do with that family that I was talking about, I think I know where you're going. You feel free to email me or Rubber, either one, or put it in the Discord, and we will definitely check it out.
Can you move the captions up, please?
What, darling?
Move the captions up so we could see them.
I think I have to move us.
No, you don't. Just drag the captions.
How you can't drag the captions? Oh, what the hell?
Just drag the captions.
When did that happen?
Always.
That's crazy.
Put us back on the bottom and drag the captions to the top.
I did. I didn't even know. I've never even known you could do that. I've never known that. What the hell? Okay.
Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. By the way, if you're watching this and you're into content creation or is right from the lawsuit that was filed against him. Yeah, and yes, there are some allegations and there's a narrative put in here based on his description, but this is how the plaintiff in this case describes him. Quote, the defendant, Peters, is widely known under his social media name of Clavicular. Peters has over 1 million social media followers as a result of his online promotion of looksmaxing, which is
So he doesn't have 1 million followers in one sole place. So I'm guessing that they're fusing all of that together because he's, as far as Kick is concerned, he's still in the 300,000. As far as X is concerned, he's not near 1 million. And TikTok, I think he's got 943,000. So my assumption is they're lumping them all together. Oh, are you talking about Holo?
Holo.
Holo?
Yeah, I've seen the stuff on Holo.
He admitted to that. I definitely want to add that in. If we get to do a second stream, I definitely would love to go down that rabbit hole because he's a POS man, and he admitted to it. Yeah, he admitted to it. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Elizabeth. Admitted to it online, like on IRL.
Focused on improving the physical appearance of his online followers. According to Peters, looksmaxing allows someone to ascend from maybe slightly below average to above average through looksmaxing, so they can achieve the desired amount of wealth for a supermodel to date them. He has claimed that across society we should be advocating for looks. Peters has repeatedly claimed and bragged online about his use of illegal substances, including methamphetamine and ketamine.
Okay, I think I'm muted. I said I'm so surprised. You remember every time we were watching the live stream and they were just talking, he'd go and talk to anybody, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I just meth max. That's what I do. That's just what I do." It was just so nonchalant.
Yeah, it was just casually, conversation wise, very disturbing.
And then you'll see it when we watch the OD where Androgenic, which is his friend, who's also another looks maxer, looks at him, and the guy's nearly ODing on the table, and he's like, "Hey, you want an Addy? Hey, you want an Addy? Addy?" Of course, he was deported back to Australia after that little incident, and he is also been banned from Brisbane, Australia. But yeah, he was not a very good friend. With friends like that, you don't need enemies for sure.
As well as the use of other injectable medication that is available online. Peters has repeatedly bragged about his slaymaxing, which means sex with women he meets through his fame. Peters has admitted that he often creates online content so he can be pursuing one-night stands when he goes to parties and slay, which is a euphemism for sex. Peters refers to his one-night stands as a pump and dump. Now, by the way, included in that description are apparent links to videos purportedly of Clavicular allegedly saying these things. But according to Instagram,
I love how we have to put the word allegedly saying these things because we're gonna watch these videos and he allegedly definitely fucking says them.
Right. It comes out of his mouth, but allegedly still, you know.
Yeah, he allegedly fucking says them. So
because we just did our own research to give you an idea about how big this guy is, he reportedly has almost 600,000 followers on Instagram, over 145,000 followers on X, almost 930,000 followers on TikTok, over 331,000 on the streaming platform Kick. Now, interestingly, by the way, it was only a few days ago that he was reportedly kicked off of YouTube for allegedly creating new channels after already being terminated previously. People magazine reported that his previous channel was removed, quote, due to content that facilitated access to websites that violates its policies on illegal or regulated goods or services.
So he was like basically letting everybody have access, like you can see right here where it says he's got 1.4K members at $49 a month. He was advertising this little website that gave him a place to show people how to get the testosterone online, how to get.
No. Wow.
I'm sorry, how to get the alleged testosterone, how to get all of the aqua how to get all of the different things. And if you say anything negative about him, if you can see right here, it says no copes, no safe spaces, just raw, unfiltered reality. This is basically what he says. If you tell him, well, what about finding meaningful relationships in your life, about dating somebody, and he'll tell you, oh, isn't that just a cope? Because it has nothing to do with looks maxing. So he's very shallow, very, very shallow.
Oh.
And Clavicular reportedly admits to using drugs and famously claims he smashed bones in his face with a hammer. It's all part of improving one's physical appearance. So yeah, he's a controversial person, okay? And by the way, talking controversial, he recently reportedly was sent to the hospital after a suspected overdose. Just gives you context about this before we get into the lawsuit. Okay. So I'm going to do an overview of the lawsuit. We're going to break it down, and a little bit later on, I'm bringing on Johnny Depp's attorney, Ben Chu, to talk about it too. The strengths, the weaknesses, the damages. We'll get into it. So you have this lawsuit that was filed by Aleksandra Vasilevna Mendoza, state court, Miami, and it is against solely Clavicular, real name Braden Eric Peters. And right at the beginning, Mendoza claims that she was a minor under Florida law at the time that some of this allegedly happened, but says she's now 18 years old.
Now, which begs the question of why did you wait until after you were 18 years old to file the lawsuit, after you've already utilized the program that Braden gave you, and you came online allegedly saying, I don't care what happened, I don't care how it happened, as long as I look good, that's all that matters. And we will watch that clip.
Oh, goodness.
So how is it that you can come out here knowing that you're an IRL streamer and that everybody's going to see that, everybody's going to know what you said, but you're still going to try to extort him for money?
Yeah, and again, like you said, why wait? Because
I'm not taking up from him. I'm not taking up for him. Don't get me wrong. It's contacts.
Hey, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. How are you? Yeah, I imagine it does. I don't know. I've never taken either one.
Yeah, but okay. I was gonna say to claim ED at 20. I mean, come on.
Well,
I wouldn't know. I just,
Oh, you look all nice, all dressed up, sweet pea.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got me a few new shirts for my birthday, so I'm,
That's wonderful.
I'm sporting.
27 you turned this year?
Yes, 27 again.
Now, it's interesting because the complaint starts off by acknowledging Mendoza comes from a troubled background, that she took to social media at 16 to get sponsorships to support herself financially. So I guess it goes into this idea, which we'll get into, how much she was relying on this.
Right there. Maybe. Sorry, I'm chewing a gummy. You can pause right there because she comes from they just said she comes from a troubled background. I need to know where they're going with this because they just really made it look. I need to know more about her now too. What is her troubled background? What now my nosiness is coming out.
Right.
Sorry.
Car says his little tic tac not working at 20 is pretty hilarious. Steroids will give you ED at any age. They do like a Viagra. Oh yeah, yep. Well, and most recently, to your point, the stream I watched with 6ix9ine, who just revealed his baby mama Alligator is having a boy. I don't know why I'm keeping up with the celebrity stuff nowadays, but the chroma sector was really getting to me and beating me up. So Alligator has recently said she's having a boy, and while they're filming the IRL, their Clavicular, Neon, I don't know who else, Aiden Ross, all of those bigger people are filming this. Danny, who's Tekashi 6ix9ine, is handing out like Blue Chews, which is like a chewable form almost of Viagra, and everybody's like trying to take it while they're there. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a stiffy, I guess, see if this works." I thought it was kind of funny. He was willing to he's willing to put anything out. He has no filter at all. It's ridiculous. 6ix9ine, I know. Don't get me started, Cindy. I can't keep up with the other sector right now, so this is where I've been hiding.
Yep, we've been watching Tekashi 6ix9ine on stage and
offset at the Bacara Club.
Yeah.
We've been learning about what's his name? Tarzan the Cuban.
Oh yes, we've had to stay away from all this craziness on some of the craziness on YouTube, and we've chosen this route for a little bit.
Yeah, for a minute, yeah.
How much she was turning to Clavicular for help. Maybe why she continued to stay in touch with him. I think that's the narrative, but let's go through it. And she apparently, according to this, was referred to on social media as Alorah or Alorah Ziva. So you go to May 2025, and she alleges Clavicular pays her $1,000 to film videos. And again, allegedly 16 years old, claims that Clavicular wanted her to be the female face.
So you will hear in future segments as well that Clavicular has offered $1,000 to the girls that he has on his IRL stream. And the reason that happens, quote unquote,
so would
only
that
fans girls.
That be $1,000 per episode, $1,000 per month, $1,000 a week.
Well, girl, let me tell you this. This is what in all of the things that I was discovering last night, I found a new rabbit hole. And it's something that he doesn't want anybody to know, but it was actually leaked out on stream by accident, that he has started his own OnlyFans company where he is basically, I mean, the way I look at it is like a pimp with all your girls underneath you. So if you don't know how to manage yourself on OnlyFans, I guess Braden Peters got you good. Like,
is this the current version of Playboy magazine? We can do it online now.
I mean, OnlyFans is way, way beyond what Playboy magazine ever was. Not that they were as classy as they could be, but OnlyFans is completely 100% the other direction. There's things that you can do on there that shouldn't be allowed. And I'm not just talking
I've never
sexual.
been there to look, so I don't know. Okay.
You have to do your due diligence. I haven't signed up. I do not have a membership to any OnlyFans. I don't even have a login to OnlyFans. I just, you can research online and find out.
That's okay. Thank you.
His new site's called I Wish I Was a Real Man's. He said he's got no pores. He is wearing makeup. 100%. That is part of his looks maxing regimen. He wears more eyeliner than you or I ever could. Don't laugh. I watched a documentary on the Island Boys yesterday. Girl, those.
Let me talk. So, but I've seen. Okay, see, I was watching the Island Boys on Kick doing in real life stuff with that Aiden kid, and yeah. So, see, Cindy, see, there's sides of us you have no clue.
I watched him with the Island Boy against 20 girls, and he was very rude, very unprofessional, very zero riz. No riz.
Yeah.
looks maxing, and that Clavicular allegedly helps her create videos and write scripts for her. But apparently, she hadn't met him yet in person. And she claims that's when he arranges for an Uber to bring her to Cape Cod, to Clavicular's parents' house. And she claims not only were Clavicular's mother and grandmother at the home, but with the mother fully aware, there were excessive amounts of alcohol that were served. And she claims Clavicular was under 21.
So while I just want to interject just a small piece, when I first watched this, it slapped me in the face because the David case for Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the last ride she got was David sending an Uber to her home in Lake Elsinore to drive her to his house in the Hollywood Hills. And it just struck me oddly familiar. And luckily this girl didn't end up dead. Obviously she wasn't dismembered and killed like Celeste was. But it just struck me how odd it is that just these celebrities or these people that are in a better position like send these Ubers out to these girls to just drive them anywhere. And we heard something similar even in the Epstein files with some of the victims. The taxi would like come to the house to take them to, you know, his place there in Florida. And I don't know, it's just, I don't know why that freaks me out so much. Because you have no control when you're getting somebody else's vehicle and they drop you off and these vehicles leave and then you're just kind of stuck there, which is,
Doesn't bother you either that the fact that they were under 18 and they went to his parents' house to do this? Yeah. What is there any repercussion for his parents allowing this? Just asking.
I don't know how much they knew or what they didn't know, if I'm being fair.
Yeah, to be fair. Wow.
But if their grandmother and mother was there and there was alcohol around and they knew he was under 21.
Yeah, and then they're providing it to another underage girl too. Ooh.
Well, just because you have alcohol in your house and an underage person comes in doesn't mean you're giving it to them. You do have alcohol in the house. Somebody has access to it doesn't mean you gave it to her. I don't know. There's too many caveats, right?
Yeah.
Again, she claims she was underage, okay? And she claims that when she goes to the house, she goes to his room, he supplies her with vodka, she's inebriated, and he has sex with her, and she wasn't able to consent. She alleges that when she wakes up, she finds Clavicular again having sex with her without her consent. She claims she's sent off in an Uber, doesn't see him for 6 months. Fast forward, November 2025. She's out in Miami, and she claims she sees Clavicular. He allegedly compliments her on how her looks have improved through looks maxing. He allegedly invites her and her friends over to his place for a streaming session, says she's ascending, again, this slang term in the culture for improving appearance, that he could help her continue to gain a following online. In the car, she claims that Clavicular and his friends snorted this white, powdery substance. She claims she refused to participate in this.
See, I'm finding all the holes already. Like, okay, bitch, listen, you already just said that you were underage, went to his house. He allegedly forced himself on you after getting you drunk. You didn't talk to him for 6 months, so the kid's not grooming you. You see him in Miami, you answer him, and then you go for it again. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And we're going to blame, like I said, I'm not siding with the POS because the dude's a moron. But really? Like, when did the beauty of the way that you look, everything on the outside and the way you look become more important than a person you are on the inside? Because to me, you're bullshit too. Do you feel differently?
No. Let me reserve my thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going to make some of us mad, and it
goes to what people always look at outside appearances and want to go with that, want to run with that, and we want to conform, and we all want to be these beautiful little models and go to the gala and do this. It makes me so angry that people are so superficial
100%.
that they want, you have to be this beauty on the outside when in all truth, just like you are a beautiful person on the inside. You are beautiful on the outside. But that's, you know, people are so concerned with looks.
It's the
It's
era we
very
live in.
triggering to me. It's very
Yeah.
angering to me.
It's
So
the era we
sorry.
live in. I mean, it's, it almost reminds me of that old saying, "Get off my lawn." You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's what I feel like now. I'm like the old man who wants you to get the fuck off my lawn,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't relate to them in any way whatsoever. I have a 25-year-old and I relate closely to him in many ways. We grew up together. And so when I talk to him about this, the first thing he tells me is, this is just how they are, who they are. This is what they're made of these days. This is the superficial nature of the way they were raised. And they were raised by, parents that are still in their 30s or, early 40s. I don't know how old Braden's parents are. I have no idea how old her parents are. He just, his 25-year-old point of view was, this is just how it is nowadays. We just have to accept it. Kind of like we would say when we were younger, you don't like our music, accept it or get run over. He's like, that's just
Mm-hmm.
how it is. It's just how it is. It's crazy. Right, Cindy? Like the new model, the actresses from the 70s and 80s, that same type
Right.
of.
Everybody had to be twiggy, skinny, little itty
Yep.
bitty back then, and now we're going superficial another direction.
Sleep sweet. Thank you so much for hanging out, Queen. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Good night.
And according to the complaint, they arrive at this place in Delray Beach. It's about an hour away, and I'm going to read the rest of this verbatim, okay? Quote, upon arriving at their destination, Peters attempted to kiss and seduce Mendoza. Mendoza rejected those overtures. Peters continued to tell Mendoza that he could help her with her online presence and took her into a bedroom where he began live streaming on the Kick.com platform. Sitting on the desk was a vial of medication called Aqualex, along with syringes. Peters told Mendoza that he wanted to inject her with this product to melt fat on her cheeks as part of his promise to help her with her online presence through looks maxing. During this session, Peters stated or implied that he was acting with medical authority, including by referring to himself as a doctor or otherwise holding himself out as qualified to perform the injection.
Now, that is misrepresented, in my opinion, because we will eventually get to see that clip. But he says he has like TSS set up, I guess, on Kick, and once you have that like out loud, when somebody sends you kind of like the YouTube version of a super chat, it actually yells it out in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking over at the chat and it said Dr. Clav, and he's like, oh yeah, Dr. Clav, kind of like just going along with it. But it was a chatter who suggested Dr. Clav. It's not like he was like, okay, I'm a doctor, Missy, lay down on the bed and let me inject you. You understand what I'm
So
saying?
that's how I got. Yeah. So that's how I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel, in
We've
my
seen
opinion,
this happen. We've seen this happen quite a bit on YouTube. So
Yeah.
I totally get. Yeah. Go ahead.
Kara says, I blame his parents for him being the way he is. He was never told no. He got everything he wanted, and he never faced any consequences. Yeah, his parents allegedly are well-to-do and from Hoboken, New Jersey, which is where he comes from. And I think that he swung between there and somewhere in Massachusetts. Played baseball growing up, was fairly normal, but had upper middle class, if not wealthy. I know, right? The fuck, Teresa?
The FDA has warned that fat-dissolving injections are not FDA approved and can be harmful. Peters was not a physician. Peters was not licensed to practice medicine in Florida. Peters was not authorized to inject plaintiff with any drug, medication, chemical, or fat-dissolving substance. Peters never notified Mendoza that he was not authorized or licensed to perform injections. Plaintiff did not provide legally valid consent for Peters to inject her. Plaintiff's parent or legal guardian did not consent to Peters injecting plaintiff. Peters nevertheless prepared to inject plaintiff on camera during a live stream session that was streamed on the Kick.com platform. Peters then injected plaintiff multiple times in both cheeks with what he represented to be Aqualex. Peters did not.
It's so crazy. Hi, Vamos. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Delray Beach. They have a huge detox rehab there, as well as a huge amount of sober houses. It's crazy. Robert's like, Florida, eh? Yeah. And I'm not going to declare him as civilly liable in all this. I'm definitely not going to declare him as, criminally guilty. But I know that there are some disputes. Like, there are some ways that he is guilty in this, but there are also some ways that he's just being reckless and young, which doesn't give you, if you speed in a 45, you're going 65 and you lose your license. It's just your absence or ignorance of the law doesn't mean that you didn't commit a crime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
Explained to plaintiff that Aqualex was not approved by the FDA for injectable fat dissolving use, or that fat dissolving injections can be harmful. At the time of the injection, Mendoza was a minor under Florida law and could not receive any injections absent parental consent. At the time of the injection, Peters knew that Mendoza was a minor, as he commented online, "She's still a minor. I'm 19, you." This entire episode was live streamed and remains available to be replayed on the Kick website and platform. Neither Peters nor Kick received Mendoza's permission to stream this session. The video shows that Peters had problems injecting Mendoza. In fact, Mendoza's right cheek has perforated. During the video, Peters stated or suggested that methamphetamine had been added to the injection mixture. After the first injection, plaintiff appeared drugged on camera. Plaintiff believes that she may have been injected with methamphetamine or another undisclosed substance. During this entire session, Peters, through the Kick platform, was receiving, processing, sharing, or financially benefiting from paid viewer engagement, including subscriptions, donations, tips, platform currency, or other monetized activity available through Kick's platform.
So we're dealing with multiple layers on this already, right? One, it's bodily autonomy. Two, the consent. The three is her image and likeness that they say she's using. Fourth is the money and the benefit that he made off of this and monetized off of her name. And five is going to be the power dynamics, because she wanted to be big. She wants to be bold. She wants to be better than him. He used her, aka used her, paid her $1,000 and she made money off of it, but okay. And the fact that the plaintiff was allegedly underage during parts of the timeline. The fact that all of this is happening in a content ecosystem is so freaking beyond me. Like, all of this is online.
And here, Cindy's comment here, reckless and young, explain what he did to his own body, not someone else's. Right? I mean, if you want to do this to yourself, I mean, hey, so be it. But, my face was hurting, like even listening to him read that.
And offering her $1,000 to film some of the videos or clips with him doesn't mean that she, was required to do any of the other things that she did. Like, obviously, he was,
Right.
I'm not saying he manipulated her, but he was obviously influential enough to, or she wanted it bad enough. She wanted to be the female face of looks maxing bad enough that she let it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And her being her age and wanting to fit in with the in crowd, and it goes a lot to socialization, and
I don't know. The central allegation to all of it is the injecting her face with the Aqualex. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to see where she says it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as I looked good. You know what I mean? And the FDA has not approved the fat dissolving freaking Aqualex. It says it's not evaluated products for safety or effectiveness. It could have adverse reactions. She could have had like a permanent scar, face paralysis, skin deformities, all kinds of other crap could have happened. All kinds of crap could have happened.
Now, after this, she does claim that they did see each other other times, claims that he would pay bouncers to let her into bars, get drinks for her, and she claims that she thought all this time that he was trying to help her with her career. And she makes the claim also that these encounters were streamed on Kick. Then she alleges that in 2026, Clavicular embarks on this campaign to discredit her, and she ultimately loses sponsorships and sponsorship opportunities. That she cites how she signed a contract paying her $15,000 a month with an online trading platform. So this goes to the harm component. And then it says, quote, upon information and belief, Peters' campaign to discredit plaintiff was undertaken in anticipation of plaintiff asserting claims arising from the live streamed injection and related misconduct. So she's suing Clavicular under 4 causes of action, 4 claims. And I want you to listen carefully because I'm going to talk about this with Ben Chu a little bit more about what is not included in this. So the first is battery, allegedly intentionally injecting her, causing physical and psychological injury. Count 2, intentional infliction of emotional distress. So the alleged injection, the claim is, was intentionally reckless and outrageous. You're talking about something that goes past the bounds of what is acceptable, really egregious conduct.
So, Rubber, from what I'm telling you right now, do you think that the plaintiff, that Alorah can prove that she didn't validly consent, or that the consent was obtained through some type of misrepresentation of who he was, or intoxication, or peer pressure, or she didn't have all the information? Like,
Yeah, she chose to do it and go along with it, obviously. But what, again, was it the peer pressure? Was it intoxication? There's so many questions. I
and
don't
does
have
that
an
make
answer
it
to.
battery? Does it make it battery?
I
You know what I
don't.
mean?
And she claims it caused her severe emotional distress, trauma, humiliation, nightmares, panic, fear, mental anguish. Count 3, fraud. So this is about Clavicular allegedly not telling her he wasn't a licensed healthcare provider and didn't have the authority to inject her before allegedly doing
She
so.
should have known.
And you followed.
She was there. She heard.
Yeah. She know. No, I find that. Nope,
Fraud
that's
requires a
reaching.
false statement or misleading representation in order to get the damages that she wants, right? And
Yeah.
she's saying that he told her or led her to believe that he had some medical license to practice medicine or to inject her with this. I don't.
We're not
Was she,
talking Doogie Howser, MD. Okay, come on.
yeah, was she misled about what the injection was, or was she misled about the safety? Was she misled about what the opportunity or the career impact would be? What is she misled about? Because I'm telling you right now, if to me it seems like she's taking these claims and putting them on a broad spectrum of fraud could mean anything to her.
Right.
And so what the court's going to say is, what is it that you were misled about? You know what I mean? Did the chat think it was funny? Did the stream get views? People were clipped? None of that's going to matter to the court. All that's going to matter is if there were damages, causation. Like, what are we representing here? In my opinion, that's, career. That scares me. The new content creator fantasy where you just have to have a niche to get rich quick. Girl, I've been trying for a year and a half. I've been trying for a year and a half, and I can't get consistent enough to get my millions. Right? I think the fraud's going to be a harder claim to prove because the courts really want to find out if the conduct is that extreme and outrageous or emotionally distressing to her, or if it was just being mean or being messy. That's not going to be enough. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that she'll probably argue that her age is the context. The sexual conduct while she was drinking is going to be another argument. Humiliation, probably public humiliation or image exploitation, some way to discredit her as a woman afterwards, because she does get discredited in some ways by people in the chat calling her all kinds of names. And she alleges loss of sponsorship. So, I mean, bad behavior, yes, but extreme and outrageous conduct, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't see extreme and outrageous because, I mean, she went. I'm going to mute. Go ahead.
You're okay. Teresa says, I'm reminded of a body cam I saw where a woman claimed she was a whole-ass nurse. Who would believe that? That's crazy. I believe he's liable. He groomed her, like Celeste stated, maturing and realized she was being used. That's a possibility. I'm going to make $15K a month. You and me both. Let me know what you figure out. Your opinion is that she was underage. They have an overabundance of money and time. and time. They don't
And
want to go to
no
school.
parental guidance to some of these is my problem. You know, a lot of the parental guidance is lacking.
Well, and this is, because a minor's ability to consent to commercial use of their likeness is not the same as an adult creator
Mhm.
choosing to collaborate with somebody. There's some messiness there, okay? Because she doesn't have the ability to consent to the commercial use of her likeness. And this, to me, in the court is where the influencer world, which is what we run into now, is going to run into the old school court system. You understand what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
they slap you around and slap your fingers with a ruler instead of you get on here and you get to do what you want because you're an influencer. You can't just point a camera at someone, monetize that shit, monetize that crazy, and assume, well, she was there, that solves everything, because it doesn't. It doesn't solve anything. She was there. It is what it is. Our society has shifted greatly with social media, and nothing we could foresee. Now that we are seeing the consequences, we could try to better prepare our children. Yeah. But what happens when they're not our children? Like, what could you do, Cindy, to change his thinking? You know what I mean? I guess the people that you deal with in your nonprofit, all of those younger children, I guess you could have influence there, per se. But particularly this person right here, I don't know that there's a lot I could do. And when we get into the bigger picture of who he's surrounding himself with or who he's gotten himself involved with in Miami, you're also going to see a different side of that too. Because not only is he possibly being manipulative and doing what he's doing, but I think there's a possibility that he's also being manipulated and used as well on the other side of that coin. So I don't know what we could do for him particularly. He's not going to listen to me for sure.
Nope.
That with the allegation that he didn't tell her that she needed to have parental consent. Allegedly didn't tell her that this drug, Aqualax, was not FDA approved. She argues if she knew all this, she wouldn't have agreed to it. Count 4, this is interesting, unauthorized publication of name and likeness. This is under Florida law. The argument here is that Clavicular allegedly uses her name, her image, or likeness in connection with this live stream, this replay content, that he's making money off of it for profit. She didn't consent, and she's entitled to penalties and damages under Florida law, like royalties and exemplary damages. By the way, also for the other count, she's apparently seeking compensatory damages, restore her to whole. And
so how the hell did she get to Miami by herself? I mean, I guess she's 18 now, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
When you ordered your mussels off of Temu. Oh, goodness. You have been. I bet you have. I have no doubts in my mind whatsoever. Oh, I love that. Yeah, we used to put ours in a fish bowl. Just put it in a fish bowl, put it in the other room. Cara says, probably a hot take. I do believe she's a victim. However, I think she was so blinded by wanting to be IG famous that she ignored all the red flags and was just easily manipulated because she has none or has no one. I don't disagree. It's dangerous, right? It's dangerous no matter how you look at it.
that she reserves her right for punitive damages, punishment damages, which, by the way, can add up. Now, Mendoza's attorney released a statement saying, quote, our client will tell her story through the legal process. In the meantime, we do look forward to hearing from Mr. Peters and his lawyers. While speaking of that, Clavicular's attorney, Steve Kramer, adamantly denies the claims, releasing a statement. We are aware of the complaint recently filed against Mr. Peters. This is to Rolling Stone. These are allegations only and remain unproven. Mr. Peters denies the claims and disputes the characterization of events. He will respond through the appropriate legal channels and intends to vigorously defend himself. We will not comment further at this time. Okay, so now is the time where I bring in one of my favorites. I'm so happy to see him again. I'm bringing on Ben Chu, who, as you know, famously represented Johnny Depp, high-profile trial several years ago. We've had him on the show. We've had him on the program so many times since. My good friend, good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I was telling you before, like, when we talk about high-profile...
That's my hair in the morning when I get up.
I was just, what happened?
It's
Who
one
was
of
that?
them.
Where did he come from?
Definitely, Teresa. That was the ChatGPT lawyer statement of the year. Oh, goodness. Trial rail, a train goes from Palm Beach to Miami. Ah, okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, I saw this stream, but I couldn't tell you what the guy's name was. They were apparently making fun of him the whole time. Like he was trying to um, do an interview, and then this guy had some guy sitting on the floor, like hitting
Uh,
his face with a hammer, making fun of him and stuff.
So what? Then what? We're gonna have a lawsuit from this kid next saying he was defamed and made fun of on a clavicular stream. I mean,
Oh no, he Clavicular went to his stream.
oh,
Yeah,
well,
I know it.
that makes a
File
Right?
lawsuits. This guy, Clavicular, is massive right now. He is massive. He is getting a following and getting a following so quickly that I'm very curious to know how this fits into it and what the repercussions could be. And I want to break down this lawsuit. Just generally speaking, you had an opportunity to review it. What do you make of it? What do you make of the allegations?
Jesse, it's great to be on again. I find this complaint quite disturbing, as I'm sure you did, but also puzzling in the sense that it appears to describe, almost in the background section, an alleged sexual assault, which allegedly preceded the incident whereby he supposedly injected her with some fat-reducing drug. So it really begs the question, if she believes that this was a sexual assault, why that's not part of her case in chief.
Why do you think that wasn't included? And I actually did a double take too, because when I was looking through the causes of action, it was all about the injection. It wasn't, I mean, look, the allegation about this sexual assault when she was a minor, I mean, that's the allegation. That provides context. It provides part of the story. But it wasn't, as far as I could see, and you looked at it too, right? It didn't make up any one of the individual causes of action. Would there be a strategy there?
Well, I think the strategy, to the extent that I don't think there's any time bar issue. I don't think it's a statute of limitations issue.
You understand where he's getting at there, right? So she doesn't bring it up now, and there's no bar on it. There's no statute of limitations. If she doesn't get what she wants, what's she going to do next? Because this is just an underlying cause of what actually happened and causes damage for the injection itself, right? But she's not actually going for it. It's just mentioned so that if she doesn't get her way and doesn't get what she wants, does she come back and actually go after the sexual assault charge?
Ooh.
That's just an opinion. Just an opinion. What do you think, Southern Cats? Is that what you think too? Let me know what you think.
I think by making those allegations, I think you're certainly seeking to poison the jury, the fact finder, against this, against the defendant, Clavicular.
So you think that this is a situation where that whole account could be thrown out, that a jury or a judge wouldn't hear it?
I believe there in many jurisdictions, I believe in California, where they have a very rigorous process for striking allegations that are not germane to the causes of action. And even in Virginia, where I frequently practice, judges are constantly on the alert for gratuitous allegations, and they seek to strike them. I'll give you one example. On not as nearly as controversial a case. It was a case involving a property settlement agreement, and there was an allegation in that particular complaint about our client having committed adultery in the course of the marriage. And the judge was quite exercised about that. This was a property settlement dispute. It had nothing to do about the party's conduct during the marriage, and he struck that allegation, and he reprimanded the counsel for raising it in the complaint. So this is what really struck out to me. It seemed to me that if she believes this incident took place, she should have alleged it, and alleged it as a tort.
How do you prove harm? How do you prove the damages? How do you prove what she suffered or what she claims she suffered as a result of the injection?
That will be challenging. I think it depends. I mean, to the extent that there has been a disfigurement, some kind of a negative effect on her appearance, if she had any skin conditions?
Oh my goodness. Southern Cat says she couldn't tell there was a SA with all the testosterone. My first thought was that she can't prove SA, whereas the injections have evidence. Thank you, Teresa. You guys are very intuitive.
Relating to this, I believe she also alleges that there may have been methamphetamine or some other narcotic as part of this potion that was injected into her. So it may have had some.
So you're telling me you thought that there was methamphetamine or some kind of narcotic in this thing, and you still let him put it in your face, regardless of being a minor? Somebody teach these kids how to say fucking no, man.
Makes my face hurt even just.
My son would have never pulled this shit like this, and he would have never let somebody put something in his face.
Muffin, you know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly what Muffins would tell you. Get fucked. Okay, that's exactly what she would say.
I'm telling you.
I'm not gonna lie. That's what she would tell you. Nope.
Yeah, my son would
Absolutely
have
not.
too.
You ain't touching me. Nope.
Yeah, my son would have as well.
Deleterious mental effect on her as well. It could have led to some addiction. So that will certainly, I would imagine she would have to have some medical records and probably a medical expert to testify as to the physical damages. And she's, as you know, Jesse, she's also alleging emotional distress, intentional infliction of emotional distress.
And that's a broad term. That's a broad cause of action. Generally speaking, it's so broad that it can encompass a lot of different alleged behavior, but it really has to be, egregious. It really has to go beyond the bounds of decency. And if I were just to tell you the headline, popular looks maxing influencer injects another influencer in the face with a drug without a license, without her knowing what this was all about. I mean, that's the allegation. I would say, okay, I think that probably could be defined there, but it's not a slam dunk, right? Because I'm looking at it, right? And they say it has to cause severe emotional distress, trauma, humiliation, nightmares, panic, fear, mental anguish. It's a common cause of action, but it's not always the easiest to prove, right?
I completely agree with you, Jesse. And I don't think even on its face, this would, not to use a pun, but even on its face, I don't necessarily think that this rises to.
Sorry, that was super punny.
That was
super punny.
Ooh, I didn't mean to do that, but that was spot on.
He didn't mean to, but that was super punny. All right, let's take a little break from that and let's watch. This is Alorah. Let's watch her.
That's her?
Yep. So, this is my opinion. She was a child.
Exactly.
When she started the looks maxing, which, the idea is to get a hold of somebody when they're 14, 15, very, very young, so that they have time to change their looks before their growth plates close, is the idea. Want that music on there? Can I turn this? There it is. I'm like, how do I turn this music off? There we go. Girl, she is so skinny.
It's just a piece of material wrapped around her buttocks, cause
skinny.
Aye.
Like all this work that she's done to herself. She's only 17 and she cares this much about her looks and she's getting nowhere with life and it's just enough. Because if anything, if you were born beautiful, you will not have to go through the struggles that you go through when you are chopped, fat, ugly. And I'm telling you, the minute that I have decided to improve my looks, that is also when my life improved. That's why I love beauty. I love taking care of myself. I love being skinny. I love doing my makeup, doing my hair, doing my, like, I will invest so much of my time into making sure I look good because it makes me feel good at the end of the day, and I get better opportunities. And I also just, it's work. And for people to think and try and discredit me and be like, oh, but those are contacts. Oh, those are fake eyes. Oh, but she takes Retta and discredits me. I do all that shit. Fuck, yes, I do, because I love to like take care of myself and make myself look good. If you think that you don't have to work and have discipline to look good, and you think taking the easy way is still an easy way, it's not. You still have to pick the right foods. You still have to do your makeup, do your hair, put in the contacts daily. Like, there's so much upkeep that you have to do to look good. And this is the shit that I've all figured out. And it's taken like time because this is what I care about. I've always cared about my looks, and my transformation is so drastic because I put the effort in to find out what I need to do to look the best that I can look. And yeah, just feel the need to like say that. So definitely, I've done a lot of like fat dissolvers, peptides, contacts, dark hair, tanned. Like, of course I did that shit, and I don't give a fuck. Like, as long as I vlog and I look good, I'm chilling, guys.
So you tell me, because she flat out says right there that she did what she did, and as long as I look good, I don't give a fuck. It's there. I mean, tell me they're not going to be, his lawyers aren't going to be able to
Right.
find
They're going to
this.
pull this up and say, well, she wanted it. But, and then here's my mama heart, my mama thought going to, okay, 10 years from now when it's no longer cool, what are you going to do with your life? Where are you going to be? What are you going to, are you going to waitress? Are you going to be in an executive office? Where are you going now?
Yeah.
Where's the future look for you?
Well,
Just
and
a
then
thought.
have you heard of Amaranth? Amaranth.
No.
Amaranth is also an influencer, and she has bright red hair, and she's very pale. She uses her body as an influencer. A lot of men really like her a lot, and she does a lot of interviews. She's very, very intelligent. The girl's very intelligent. Um, but she has said many times in interviews, the reason that I have to invest in business, she owns a lot of gas and oil companies, like a couple of 7-Elevens and other stuff. She owns equine horse ranch and just a bunch of different things. She says the reason that I have to invest in all of these things is because my looks are going to fade. They're
Well,
going,
that's smart. She realizes that.
yeah. So there's something beyond just the superficial. I've got to look good so I can get this done now. I'm hoping that if the truth is that these kids are doing this because they want the money, that they're actually doing something with,
Right.
they're I don't know. It's so hard to explain, right? I'm the same way. I've got like my mama heart because my kid is older than this kid right here, and it
Yeah.
it breaks my heart to look at her and go, no, sweetie, you can't take any of this with you when you die. None of it.
Yep.
And it could all be gone tomorrow. And instead of building meaningful relationships, you've built a castle of makeup. Yeah. Yeah. You just can't see your future, right?
Yeah, it's just disheartening listening to her talk and I just yeah.
And it's not that she's not a pretty girl. She was a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl now, but she was a pretty girl before.
She was a pretty girl to begin with.
Yeah, she was a pretty girl before. I don't know. That's the way I feel about that.
But now this makes her money, but how long is it going to make her money? Is she looking for a Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian lifestyle? Is that where she's hoping to go with this? Is she
I don't know if she's on TikTok. I don't know what other platforms she's on. I know this particular one right here has 316,000 followers with 21 million likes. And so sometimes, like on YouTube, it's not all about the followers. Sometimes it's about just the engagement itself. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have to have 75,000 followers, but if I have no engagement and dead subs, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to make the money anyway. So I don't know if it's the same. I don't know. This is her academy where she teaches the befores and after. You pay $80 a month for her glow maxing guide. It shows before and afters of these people that this is her particularly, debloating methods, advanced protocols, all of this stuff that you've got to do, the discipline that she talks about, glow and grow. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and these people are giving her 5 stars. She's obviously $79 a month from how many people. She's making money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's other ways she's making money. So keep them up with the Kardashians, instead of the Joneses anymore. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. I don't think there's so much to cover here. I don't know how much we're going to get to today. We'll probably do about a half an hour more. That puts us right at 2 hours. And then if you're good with it, I'd like to just come back tomorrow at 7:30 and keep on going. If y'all are good with that. I'm not trying to pull very many people in. I'm trying to get myself back into the rhythm of being okay.
Well, and I need the hours, so that's I'm willing. I need the hours, and I have time. It's just making the moment to actually sit down and do it. So,
well,
I'm here.
I've been doing. I know I've told you I've been doing this really awesome boot camp that was offered to me, and YouTube gives a few different guides to how to do things. And there was a lady that came on yesterday that really spoke to me and said, when you're a mom, your kids don't care whether you're sick. If they're hungry, you feed them. If they're important to you, you love them. And if they're sick, you have to keep taking care of them. You don't get vacation days being a mom. She said, if you love your channel as much as you love your kids, then you feed
pulled
it.
Your heartstring, didn't she?
She did. She's like, you need to feed it and you need to nurture it, because even though I've grown my channel slowly over the last year, it's authentic with the people that come back. And knowing that I've been gone a month and all of the stuff that's been happening with Nanny, and I'll explain that on a members only stream, but all of the things that have been happening there, I've just been so grateful to the people that reach out when I'm offline, and to the people that have really truly just been there the whole 15, 16 months, not just of monetization, but before that, when I had literally sat down, saw Bullhorn Betty, pulled out that first live and just ran my freaking mouth and laughed at myself and choked on my Cheez-Its. Like, I'm so grateful for the community itself and the authenticity that comes along with that. So yeah, you'd be down, Cara. I'm so glad. Her attitude reminds you of Courtney Clenny a little bit, doesn't it? I don't know that she's near dangerous, but she could be. Sometimes we don't know what's happening up behind the scenes with these people. While we play a little bit more of this, I want to see if I can't find the alleged stream with the stuff on it while we finish watching this real quick.
The level of stating a claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress, as you note, the standard is incredibly high for that, and I'm not sure that this really meets it. I don't know whether it's thrown out on a motion to dismiss, but it might be.
The counter argument would be, and I haven't seen the full video of this allegedly happening. I've seen what appear to be screenshots online, but it's so difficult to know what's real or not. But they seem to say that this was live streamed, right? That this was recorded on the platform. If there's a video of him allegedly injecting her, and I mean, we'll see what their defense is. I have nothing to say right now that he is licensed to make these injections. I mean, maybe they'll. I haven't seen anything to suggest it, but if he's not licensed to do it, and he injects her, and her parents never consented to this, isn't that the case for her? Isn't that a win for her?
But Jesse, come on, did she? I see what he's doing here. She's injecting herself with Lord knows what is as a minor. Her brain is still developing. This crap she's injecting in her is 100% messing her up. I agree. But also, I mean, he's going to say, well, in this case, isn't this a win for her because, her parents didn't consent? Did her parents consent to her going in an Uber to this man's house and stay in the night?
Right.
Did they consent to her going down to Miami at 17 and finding her way there? No, you wasn't going to stop this girl. You wasn't going to stop her.
It certainly could be. And to play devil's advocate for a moment, I mean, she has a history with him. So I imagine that she had some sense of his not having any medical training. He was a fellow influencer, albeit of a higher standard, higher status and higher age. So I think there's some
Hashtag status maxed.
issues of fact that a jury is going to have to decide.
If she was underage or when this happened, or she was, I'm not entirely sure exactly what age she claims she was when this alleged injection happened. Wouldn't she need her parents' consent though? Like it doesn't even matter what she believed or.
Yeah, that's a great point. Whether that goes to the battery count or whether that factors into the intentional infliction of emotional distress, I don't know that the interplay between those two things. I do think that there is, perhaps not legally, but in the mind of the jurors, yes, she was a minor. Yes, he was not a minor, but he's not that much older than she is. So this isn't the case of a 40-year-old and a 17-year-old. This is
Cara, sleep sweet. Wait before
Good
you
night,
go.
Cara.
I'll show you this. I'll show you this real quick. Let me show you this video real quick before you go.
Oh, this is the video.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I mean, Clavicular has done a lot of questionable things, but I think this is up there as one of the most concerning. He's essentially injecting what looks like maybe some filler into this girl's cheeks, and I don't think that he's doing it very cleanly. I mean, first of all, he's not wearing any gloves. I highly doubt that he disinfected her face prior to these injections, and who knows what he's even injecting here. Where did he get these supplies? What are his landmarks here? Does he know where the main blood vessels are that he could potentially hit and cause different problems for her, like necrosis of the skin, different types of other problems like infection and nodule formation, and maybe even blindness? And does he know how to reverse the effects of some of these complications with something like hyaluronidase? Does he have that available at his disposal? Regardless, he is not licensed to do these types of injections, and doing them on a live stream or.
So he says right here, the people on stream are concerned about what he's doing. So if you look at his mouth, he's like, we're looks maxing her, guys. We're looks maxing her.
However he's doing them here should be considered, highly illegal and something that I think should not be condoned. I've spoken out in the past against the DIY community when it comes to filler and even Botox and other things like threads and whatever else people are doing to themselves. But this is something that is highly dangerous if done incorrectly and really probably should not even be on the internet. Yeah, this.
Yep. Well, there it is. There it is. That's what. Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. All right, we've got about 8 more minutes of this video.
is the case of somebody who is only 2 or 3 years older, as I understand it. And I do think that might affect how a jury sees this.
Which goes to another point. I've seen this video. It was up on it was up on a X page, Clavicular Updates. I don't know if it's genuine or not. It could potentially be. Let me play it real quick.
And what else? Not dating Clav. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Super nice. Send me an Uber home right after.
If that's true.
Okay.
Okay. Sent me home right after. Sent me home right after, because it's not FDA approved. I'm guessing it could still be put on the market, right? I don't know. That's a really good question. I have a lot of information I haven't shared yet, but this is just crazy. Listen to her. I'm going to go back just a little tiny bit.
Let me play it real quick.
And what else? Not dating Clav. just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Super nice. Send me an Uber home right after.
If that's true, there's two ways to look at it, right? One person could look at, she said she had no problem with it and now she's suing him. This hurts her credibility. The other way of looking at it is in these types of cases, and if you have alleged victims who are younger, sometimes somebody will say how they feel about something that allegedly happened one way and then fully grasp it another time. Or, they like, because it can be very complicating how complicated how somebody processes or feels about something or alleged abuse. But the other way of looking at it is too, if
also, just for clarity purposes only, that's just one day after Clav injected Aqualix into her face on stream. That was the next day she posted a TikTok saying it was fun and that Clavicular is super nice. So the injection appeared at that time consensual, but, and her accusations are blatant lies according to them. But, okay. I mean, like you said, you can't consent if you're a minor. So it may be a moot point. We don't know.
Wow.
she thought that he was going to help her career, she would say whatever she needed to help, to make sure that he helped her. And when he didn't actually help her, turned on her, according to the allegations, that's when she's like, okay, this is the real truth. This is, yeah, I said that on tape, but that's not really how I felt. Talk to me about what we should be thinking there.
Yeah, I'm smiling not because it's a funny situation, but because you and I have talked about this in many different cases. This is a case that I think we will have an expert who will just explain to the jury. We'll probably have experts on both sides, and her expert would explain why a victim might behave in that manner and say, I was fine with it. And that could be, consistent with someone who is still a victim. He would have another victim. He would have an expert on the other side to argue, no, that's not the way a real victim would act. So I think this will be a case that not only involves the credibility of the two principals, the plaintiff and the defendant, but I think you're going to see expert testimony.
And particularly, I know I've seen it already on social media, those who have come to Clavicular's defense. She continued to hang out with him. She was with him. If there was really a problem, it gets complicated. And it also gets complicated if you're dealing with somebody that young. I'll just say that. In terms of damages, there's parts of this where it seems not only the damages for what she claims happened to her, right? Compensatory damages, reserving her right for punitive damages, punishment damages, but is it also trying to get the money that he earned off of their appearances together? And how would that work?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be a part of the case that this was an unauthorized use of her likeness. And I think that is a pretty strong cause of action. It goes back to your point about parental consent, that she was not capable of giving her consent to her likeness being used, on his show, as it were. And it also goes back to your earlier point of why she might include the sexual assault allegation as context or as background, because that's something that she wants to get in the jury's head. That if the jury really believes that he sexually assaulted a minor,
doesn't that already lead us to believe that she's manipulative on her own?
Yeah.
The idea, of course, he did represent Johnny Depp, and he dealt with somebody like Amber Heard day after day who abused, the court system in a frivolous lawsuit against Johnny Depp to extort him money, and allegations saying that he did all of these things to her while she's shitting in his bed. In case anybody forgot that.
Yeah.
Nobody forgot that.
Nobody forgot Amber Turd.
When my dog stepped on a bee. Yeah, I sometimes I forget that she exists because it's been so long. Yeah, that's what that doctor was saying. What if she'd had an allergic reaction? Like, what would have happened? What would have freaking happened?
at the time, they may not care about the niceties of the jury instructions that you and I, spend so much time with judges dealing with it. If they think that he sexually assaulted her, they may just want to punish him, irrespective of everything else, which is why I think a judge should look long and hard about striking those allegations.
I was just about to say that. I was like, okay, so there's no way that his lawyers aren't going to look at that and say, hey, she might be alleging that this happened, but if there's, no evidence to prove that happened, then it needs to be struck because it has nothing to do with the injection on her face. It has nothing to do with all the rest of it. And instead of tainting a jury pool, like, let's at least give him a fair shake, Trust me, he's not innocent in all of this, though.
No, but let me play devil's advocate for a second here. I mean, what if, okay, here he says, I'll give you $1,000 to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then she realizes, oh, fuck, he made 30 grand off that stream. I mean, where's my share of it?
I don't know for a fact, but I have heard it told just that they sign NDAs. No, I'm saying, I don't know for a fact. I just hear that, and it may be after this or subsequent to this, but I've heard that he makes these girls sign NDAs now. Yeah, I agree with that. Cindy. There's not a lot we could do sometimes. Yeah. His parents definitely are not on board with what he's doing in this direction. I know for sure.
I mean, it seems to me that you either make the allegations that there was a sexual assault or you don't, but you don't mix it up in a case that involves a completely different set of incidents.
Do you think that she's also, her attorneys are making a basis to go after Kick as well? The Kick is not named as a defendant, but I'm wondering if going after this platform is something we're expecting too.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jesse. And you always look as a plaintiff's counsel, and most of my work is on the plaintiff's side, is you look for deep pockets. And Clavicular is a deep pocket in and of himself, but I would go after the corporate entities as well.
Well, and he isn't necessarily the only deep pocket. His associates are deep pockets as well. Now, and the like McLaren, they gifted him when he opened his club, Bacara.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking about another pocket and an entity that's likely to have insurance, which could fund a settlement. And clearly what you're looking at here, if you're really looking after your own client, which I'm assuming that these lawyers are, you don't want to put your client through a trial, because even if she prevails, this is going to be further traumatizing her. And if you can get a good settlement, short of putting her through having to relive the alleged sexual assault, having to relive, being injected on a, before, millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people, you want to do that.
This is not a contract dispute case, right? This is a case involving really disturbing allegations, which makes me wonder, do you think authorities are involved at all? Do you think she went to law enforcement? Because this is blending in. These allegations are blending into the criminal arena.
Yeah, I clearly think, the sexual assault, that's a very serious crime. And the battery, I mean, assuming that this actually happened and there's evidence of it, that he injected her without proper authority or permission since she was a minor and he had no medical background, I would think that also would be a very serious crime that the Florida authorities would be looking into. When that happens, Jesse, as you know, if there's an indictment, it usually results in a stay of the civil case, because then Clavicular, in this case, as a criminal defendant, has a right against self-incrimination. And many courts look at it as unfair to require the defendant to have to testify in a civil case while the criminal case is pending. So for whatever reason, my guess is if this case proceeds and he's testifying in the civil deposition, there's no jeopardy at issue. But it's a great question, because you would...
I mean, how much do we think that they're going to try to settle out of court just to try to get over with it so he doesn't have to go to court? Although he is a very prideful individual. You know what I mean? Like, it's a civil lawsuit, $50K.
he might want to stand his little ground over there and say, "No, I'm not settling. We're going to go all the way."
Yeah, but 50K, like, give it to her and move on. If you're
Yeah,
making as much money as you
right.
think,
That's exactly what I was fixing to say. If he's making that kind of money, 50K ain't shit to him. That's a drop in the bucket. That's what, half a month's work. I'm just throwing shit out here, but you know what I'm
right?
saying.
And
I
then
mean,
have something done to where you can't bring up the essay later.
mm-hmm.
Like, okay, this is dead, done, scrapped. What is,
Yep.
if he settles, it'll be sealed. It could, yeah, that's a possibility. I couldn't say I blame him at that point.
I think that there'd be a parallel criminal investigation.
Ben, I really appreciate you coming on and breaking this down with me. This has a very complicated case. It has a celebrity aspect to it. That takes it into a different realm. You are the best in the business.
It's funny to say a celebrity aspect because, I'm curiosity kills me when I think did can't even say the word, his name. Did he think 5 years ago he would be considered a celebrity?
I don't know what he thought, but I mean, he was definitely intentionally injecting.
Me personally, I don't think I would call him a celebrity, but that's just my opinion. I don't,
Like an influencer, right? I would say
yeah,
influencer,
that's a little
but-
different. I wouldn't say, I mean, we're not talking Goldie Hawn here,
Right, that's true.
I don't know. Celebrity was just an odd term.
By whose standards? Yeah, I don't know what
right,
industry standards are. TMZ standards, I guess. So, all right, Guardians and Rubber Ramadians, all in Duck Pond. I think we're going to pause here. We're going to pause here for the night. We're almost at the 2-hour mark, and somehow we've only made it through the civil lawsuit, and we haven't really met Braden yet, which honestly tells you everything you need to know about this case. It's not just a little quick influencer drama recap. I'm kind of excited. It's a whole legal, cultural, medical, internet brain rot disaster, right?
Yeah. So
like
it might
onion.
be more than just 2 nights. We'll see.
Yeah,
we're
peeling away the onions. Tonight we focused on
tonight.
the Alorah Ziva civil suit, the claims, the alleged live stream injection, of which we actually saw factually, the Aquilix issue, the consent questions, the fraud allegations, her image and likeness, the bigger question of whether the young girl is treated as a collaborator or content at that point. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Tomorrow night, same time, we're going to continue the coverage. We'll move into the rest of the Lux Maxer situation, the alleged shooting of the Alligator. We'll actually meet Braden Peters. We'll meet some of the celebrities he's hanging out with, and some of the not so big celebrities, but possibly ties to some unsavory characters. Let's see. Oh, the Bacara Club. Yeah, the Bacara Club, the reporting around the organized crime alleged and now being discussed in relation to his circle. Okay, I want to be very clear before we leave. We've got to handle that part of it carefully. So we can't say things that are not proven. We don't want to do that in the chat because we don't want to call it, we're not going to call people mafia just because, because the internet says so. So we have to be real careful on that. And yeah. Thank you, everyone who's hung out tonight. Thank you for welcoming me back in. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to Rubber Ramada. Thank you to all the members, everyone who keeps supporting the channel and helping us dig through all of the documents. Keep an eye out on these documents on Patreon. Like the live on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't, if you'd like. If you want to support the document work, memberships are the best way to do that, but hitting the thumbs up is the best way.
Yep. Hit that thumbs up on your way out, and thank you all for being here.
All right, get some sleep, Rubber. Make sure you hydrate.
Yep.
Don't let random live streamers inject anything into your face.
No. I'll keep my little cheek lines or my cheek lines, and nobody's doing anything to them. This is all natural. So yeah, we're gonna keep it that way.
I appreciate you guys. We're gonna go out on what we normally do. I cannot wait to see all the Guardians and the ducks around the pond tomorrow night. Good night.
Night.
Found the flame in the silence when the world forgot our names. Whispers turned to promise. In the dark we stayed the same. Ashes carried stories, falling stars and sleepless nights. Every scar became our glory, every shadow fed the light. We are the ones who guard the fire, through the smoke and through the fight. Bound by truth, by heart, by wire. We keep the echoes burning bright. No crown, no fame, no higher name, just sparks that cut the endless night. We are the guardians of firelight.